The price is wrong, bitch.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the decidedly debonair Dr. Disaster. And you know, the other day, Insomniac decided to post this here on X calling somebody clowns, and it was heavily implied that they were calling anyone who wasn't on board with their Wolverine game clowns. But I let it go, and I didn't talk about it because there isn't much to go on here. A clown calling someone else a clown isn't much of a story. No big deal! The thing is, there was already plenty of reason to be against Insomniac anyway, and their new Wolverine game. Insomniac recently had an employee mock Charlie Kirk's assassination, and they have done nothing about it. Their last game, Spider-Man 2, was chock full of woke shit, and they partnered with Sweet Baby Inc., who was also confirmed to have worked on Wolverine, and they of course are known as just about the wokest consultancy agency around. The leaked images of Jean Grey from Wolverine looked awful from a year or two ago, and they failed to show Jean Grey in the new trailer, probably for a good reason, but the female character that Insomniac did show off, Mystique, looks more like Nightcrawler than Mystique.
All right then, the truth. I have been many women in my time, some rich, some poor.
Some frickin' ugly. So, like I said, I wasn't going to talk about this tweet from Insomniac, but then I saw this article here circulating on social media, and I realized that this needed to be pointed out because the thing is, when a game journalist picks up on something like this and writes an entire article about it, well, chances are that was the whole point of the exercise in the first place, to give game journalists a chance to smear gamers. Often, these studios like Insomniac are in contact with the mainstream media, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if, behind the scenes, Insomniac reached out to the gamer and said, "Get down!" Or who knows, maybe this was totally organic, and the gamer just decided to run with the story, but in any case, this is noteworthy because for a while now, game journalists have been noticeably absent in culture war stuff, and even now, they aren't boldly claiming that being woke is a good thing like they used to. They are still a bunch of obnoxious shitheads, but now, when they defend their corporate masters, the idea seems to be that they are pushing the message that Insomniac and their like are not woke. That is a far cry from what these idiots used to do. When they would see woke shit in games before, their automatic reaction was,
"Hello, beautiful."
Alright me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel recently, so make sure that you check into that, and also give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. And if you feel like supporting the channel and helping keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5 per month. But alright, let's take a gander at what's being said about Insomniac's tweet calling people clowns. This article that we are going to be reading, as I said before, comes from the outlet The Gamer, and I've gotta say, they are quickly surpassing the likes of Polygon and Kotaku, for me anyway, as the outlet in gaming that I pretty much hate the most. This was them the other day, for example, as many of you might recall, crapping all over the game Ananta because they were simping for Insomniac. the animations in Ananta for swinging through the city look to be nearly identical to the old Insomniac Spider-Man 2 animations, and this article made a big deal out of it, even though PlayStation themselves, who own Insomniac, showed the trailer on their YouTube channel, meaning that they probably either gave Ananta the animations or they sold them. Either way, it really shouldn't have been considered a big deal, but the gamer felt the need to white knight on behalf of Insomniac and attack Ananta, even though the game looks like it's going to end up being an absolutely massive hit. A lot of gamers are really loving it, so of course the gamer felt the need to attack. But anyhow, let's read what these bozos had to say about the Insomniac tweet. It says here, ever since the latest Wolverine trailer dropped, there has been a mountain of comments on social media claiming that the Mystique design is woke as hell, with some, like, controversial. Kick streamer Asmongold even singling out a Concord developer as the reason, even though they've only worked on the new Marvel game for 8 months. But you know who hasn't been there for only 8 months? This person here is the lead writer for the game. Pronouns in the bio, and rainbow flag next to her name. People have every right to be concerned about this Wolverine game for a variety of reasons. And I've just got to ask really quick why the gamer felt the need to call Asmongold controversial. Why couldn't they have just said that he was a streamer and just leave it at that? If they were quoting Hassan Piker or something like that, you know that they would simply call him a streamer. But for Asmongold, he's controversial. And of course, the reason they do that is to poison the well, so that when you hear what he has to say, you are primed to disregard it as controversial nonsense. This is just one of the subtle ways that these little gremlins, who feign a lack of bias, it's how they operate. But, reading on, the article says, so, if you saw Insomniac's post yesterday morning, a pointing forward and clown face emoji, you can take a wild guess at who they're pointing at. And if it wasn't clear that they're calling everyone stirring up drama over Mystique clowns, they replied with another pointing finger, this time next to a blue heart. Insomniac isn't the only one to point and laugh either. A post from 2 days ago on X comparing Mystique to a Concord character blew up, with comments pooling in that called her Mysterique and Mansteak, claiming that the Insomniac team is allergic to attractive women, but the quotes are almost entirely made up of people dunking on this post and all the others like it. And in the large letters here, they have one example.
Oh no, the 300-year-old comic book mutant doesn't look like a busty dark elf.
But my question is, why not? If a woman could choose to look like anything that she wanted to look like, then she would clearly choose to look like Jennifer Lawrence or Rebecca Rahman, the two actors who played Mystique in the films. Someone like Mystique would clearly choose to have their body proportions and to avoid the man chin. I know that feminists have tried drilling it into people's heads for a long time that being as big around as you are tall is somehow attractive. We all remember the collective shrieks this past summer when Sydney Sweeney did those American Eagle ads, but let's just be real here. The push against beauty is being done by a bunch of jackasses who are jealous as hell and refuse to accept reality. Anyone who doesn't think Mystique would choose to look like someone with the body proportions of Jennifer Lawrence are simultaneously lying to themselves and delusional. But it's interesting to me how the tone in this article appears to be shifted quite a bit compared to the way that these same sort of journalists used to write about culture war stuff back in the day. As recently as a year ago, they would have been celebrating this sort of thing and touting wokeness as a selling point. now they're trying to hide it. Now they are trying to beat the woke allegations. They have the same arguments, mind you, and the same talking points, where if you want a character who has always been portrayed as beautiful, someone like Mary Jane in Spider-Man, for example, if you want her to continue to look as she always has looked, then to these idiots, it must be because you are some sort of sexual deviant, as if admiring conventional beauty is some sort of deviancy. If that's the case, then the vast majority of human beings who have ever lived on the planet, and I'm talking 99.9% of them, but apparently all these human beings are a bunch of deviants. But the thing is, all this article has managed to do is convince me even more that Insomniac is an enemy. Whatever lingering doubt remained that maybe these people aren't just a bunch of jackass activists, all of that is gone now. So yeah, the trailer has a lot of views and a lot of likes, the trailer for Wolverine that is, because of course it does. Wolverine is a super popular character, and the trailer showed a bunch of gory finishing moves. Other than the Mystique reveal, what's not to like? But I remember seeing the first few Spider-Man 2 trailers and liking the way those looked as well, and then this shit happened. If a Sweet Baby Inc. game ends up not including that sort of woke crap, like rainbow flags and all that sort of thing, if they keep most of the woke shit out of the game, and if it ends up being a super popular and well-liked game, then so be it. My work has clearly had an effect as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't mean that I will play the game myself, mind you. I have principles, and I don't forget when a studio has scorned me. But normies exist. There are a lot of people out there who just want to play video games after a hard day at work without getting a lecture or being inundated with propaganda, and you know what? I want that for them too. If the worst they have to deal with in this Wolverine game is an ugly Mystique, then they will probably enjoy themselves. But as for me, I am not interested as a matter of principle, and it is people pushing back against this crap that has even given this game a chance at being good, and also simultaneously has an outlet like The Gamer defending Insomniac and trying to avoid the woke label. But I'm gonna leave it there. Insomniac called gamers clowns for calling out Mystique. Drop your response to that into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.